On to my boys, Arsenal. We destroyed Bournemouth 4-0. Havertz got his first goal, penalty. They gave him the penalty.
Shameless.
Who, what?
He should have been 007 this week.
Get out of here, man. Lukaku or Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank?
Jimmy Floyd.
Yeah.
Who the hell is attacking? Timberlands. Loud.
All right, you're tuned into another episode of the On The Bench podcast, and I am your host, Jay Dan. And on the bench today, I got with me, you know his name already. I call him Mr. Illuminous. He's the Man United fanatic, D Jizzy J.
Yes, what's going on, people? No football talk today. United's killing me.
And also on the bench today, we got Frizzy Frank. He's back for another episode. They call him Talk to Frank. He's got to go on a rant today about the Glazers. He's going to go off on one today, man. How you doing, Frank? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm similar to DJ, mate. I'm all good. I couldn't wear the United top. I had to rep England today, man.
That's the Man United button. All right, cool. We're going to jump straight into the weekend games. We're going to jump into you lot's team first, actually. Man United lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Anderson hit a great strike on the volley.
Oof.
More problems, man. It's not getting better at Old Trafford, is it?
Frank, talk to them. What's going on?
What is going on? What's going on over there, man?
Do you know what? I'm not even surprised.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like 2-3 years ago, I was naive enough to think that we'd get 3 points comfortably at home against Crystal Palace. Nowadays, I mean, Brighton, I expected us to lose. Yesterday, I thought we'd draw, to be honest. I didn't think we'd lose, but I thought we'd draw. But when we lose nowadays, I'm not even surprised. And nothing's going to change until the ownership changes. And this is what people need to understand. You know, I'm all of a sudden hearing some United fans and I'm reading some United fans wanting Ten Hag out. Man, you guys are crazy. If you think that Jose was wrong, if you think that Oli was wrong, if you think that Ranić, Van Gaal, Mourinho, some of these are world-class managers are wrong who have won everything, you guys are crazy. Because Ten Hag won 3 titles in a row at Ajax, comes here. I'm not expecting him to win league titles, but you can't be blamed.
Just corner, Frank.
So what? So you think it's definitely behind the scenes then?
Absolutely.
What do you want to happen within that Man United, within the company, like within the Man United behind the scene? What do you exactly want as a Man United fan?
So the ownership needs to change. You need to get new ownerships because the issues start from the top. It's like if you see a troublesome youth on road. Yeah. If he's troublesome, what's the first thing you're going to do? Blame the parents. Yeah. Leadership starts at the top. You know what I mean?
True,
and at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people. I mean, I'm starting because I listen to quite a few different podcasts and I hear a lot of people talking as well about what's going on behind the scenes. And a lot of the people that work for Man United are sick of the owners. Because a lot of people that work for Man United are not execs on 6-7 figure money. They're just like normal people like us with mortgages, bills, rent, kids, you know what I mean, whatever. And they're sick of the owners. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And remember one thing, with the Glazers, you've got 6 of them. You've got 6 different Glazers, 6 different kids. They're all like spoiled brats fighting over who wants more money and who wants what money and who wants what deal. And you've got 2 major deals on the books at the moment with Ineos. And you've got obviously Sir Jassim as well. Sheikh Jassim, sorry. So Jim Ratcliffe and Sheikh Jassim, both of them have got the deals in place there, and they're just faffing around over.
I think, what did they say? They want to sell it for what? Is it? Was that true? I saw something about 10 billion.
No, they think that the value is going to grow to 10 billion once the Saudis get involved in football, because apparently, obviously, you can see what the Saudis are doing now. Yeah. In terms of Newcastle, in terms of all the players going over to Saudi, so they feel like it could grow more, which is why Avram and Joel Glazer are still staying around, even though the other 4 Glazers want to sell. They want to accept Sheikh Jassim's bid, but the other 2 they want to stay on the board. And now the issue I'm hearing is that they want voting rights and they want sort of decision-making rights, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are saying no, we want full control. So that's where the problem lies.
They want to take over everything, basically.
That's it, yeah. And look, a lot of people are saying, yeah, but you know, the Glazers aren't in charge of, you know, what's going on the pitch. And look, ultimately, it boils down to them, because look, I've just done I've got a bit of information here in terms of the loan fees. Now, Man United are a major European football club. All right, whether you like it or not, they are. Can you tell me if any major European football club, I'm talking about Real Madrid, I'm talking about Barcelona, I'm talking about Bayern Munich, would any of them sign these players on loan? Odegaard, Wout Weghorst, Marcel Sabitzer, Jack Butland, and free transfers for Lee Grant, Johnny Evans, Tom Heaton, None of them would.
No.
So why are we not acting like a big club? Because we don't have money.
Yeah.
Another stat: Manchester United are the only team in the Premier League last season that qualified for
We say
Europe.
you don't have money.
We spend money, but they don't invest it properly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They don't invest it in the right way. We buy players based on their commercial value. We don't buy players based on their footballing ability. To give you an example,
But you lot, sorry to cut you.
No, go on.
You've signed some very good players. Very, very good players.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes. In the last...
Bruno Fernandes is the only player for me who was worth the money that we
Paul
spent.
Pogba.
Paul Pogba wasn't worth 90 million.
But at the
At
time,
the time he
at
was.
the time, Paul Pogba was worth 90 million.
Right,
so
right.
Ego's crazy.
who else have you signed?
So no, hold on. Let me. So with Pogba, Mourinho wanted him gone after a season or two because he was causing too much issues in the dressing room.
Doing his dancing
Right.
and
But-
stopping us.
Martial was another one that Mourinho wanted to get rid of, but Joel Glazer, that's his favourite player apparently.
Who? Martial?
Martial's Joel
I was
Glazer's favourite
wondering, I'm thinking, where has this guy keep popping up
Mate,
every
Phil Jones-
6 games and then he disappears again?
Phil Jones in 2019 got a new
Yeah.
4-year contract.
Yeah.
Phil Jones made 6 appearances in 4 years. Eden Hazard has just lost his contract at Real Madrid in the summer and he didn't get renewed. Real Madrid paid 114 million euros for
Yeah.
Eden Hazard. He made just over 50 appearances,
Yeah.
right? So you can't be a big club if you don't act like a big club.
Yeah.
The roof at Old Trafford was leaking again yesterday, by the way.
Stop it.
Yeah, give us 1 second. All right, we've got a special guest coming in today. He's coming in right now. It's an early sub. He's a Chelsea fanatic. They call him Suga Shaun. He's got his own YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to his channel and that.
Yeah, man.
And check him out and that. Well, yeah, Suga Shaun's in the building today. Big up, man.
Good to have you, buddy.
Welcome,
Yeah.
mate.
All right, yeah.
man.
All right, go on, carry on about your Man United now.
My Man United. So listen, look, every club needs a structure in
Yeah.
place. I mean, look, funny enough, we've got a Chelsea fan here as well. He'll probably tell you the same thing. You can buy and spend all you want. If you don't have a structure at a club, it's not going to work. I mean, to give you the best example I can give of a structure at a club is Liverpool with Mo Salah. So Mo Salah was not who Klopp wanted. And a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
I think the story is that Jurgen Klopp wanted Julian Brandt. And he didn't get Julian Brandt, and he got given Mo Salah because the structure and the person who was in charge, who was Michael Edwards, who was in charge of transfers at the time, said, no, we're going to give you Mo Salah because he's better value for money. Even though he cost 35 million and everyone was laughing at the fee, Mo Salah is now one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah. For Liverpool as well, he's bossed it season after season consistently.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, you
Great
look at
player.
Brighton's structure. I mean, Arsenal, another prime example. So Arsenal under Arteta were struggling initially, but they brought Edu in. I would kill for. I can't believe that some Arsenal fans criticize Edu. You know, I would kill for.
Do you know
a
what it
player.
is though? I think some of our transfers have been a bit.
Yeah, of course, but you're going to get a few.
Yeah,
wrong.
you're not going to get everything right. 100%.
But look at Arsenal now.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they've had faith in Arteta. They've had faith in Edu. Edu knows football. He's played football.
Yeah, 100%.
He's ran. You know, he's running a club that he knows
Yeah.
as well. And he you know, Aubameyang and Ozil would have both been given new contracts at Man United.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. There's absolutely no chance that the Glazers would have let them go because of their commercial value to the club. No
Yeah.
chance.
Just maybe possibly, but Ozil was. I get what you mean because the stature they have and things like
Listen,
that. You lot hold on
Aubameyang
to,
was
you lot
turning
hold
up
on to dead weight.
late for training.
Yeah.
He got rid of him.
The ego.
Yes, you know what I mean. He signed his contract, bought a Lambo, and that was him done. It's true.
What's your take on the whole Man United stuff right now and
Well, it's just been
the
a bit.
position they're in, man?
It's just been technical, innit? It's just
Yeah.
the fans don't really want the Glazers in at the moment, and just I don't know what it is with the Glazers. They just don't want to sell for the right money.
Yeah.
they're trying to over extort the Qataris, and it's just they're not in they're not in too much of a dissimilar place than us.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're looking at like over the last 20 years. Chelsea and United have probably been the most dominant two teams in the country in terms of trophies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
you're
more
right.
recently as City, but over the past 20 years, it's like them two clubs there. And even with as much money as we've had, if the club's not being run in the right way,
You're fucked.
you're going to be put in these kind of situations. Like you go through a certain era of players. Once they're gone, that rebuild looks different, innit?
It's hard, yeah. I think with Arsenal, we started our rebuild quite early, luckily, and we had youth coming through. That's kind of held us up. We didn't have these youth. We didn't have Saka, Smith Rowe, and these young boys, Martinelli. We'll be
Yeah, but
we'll be in the shits as well.
It's about the people that you've got above them who are put in place, who are football people. Man United have been run by Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold, who are bankers. They don't know anything about football. Would you get a football person in charge of the financial and commercial department? No, you wouldn't, because they don't know about finances.
Doing a different role. Yeah,
no, they wouldn't. So why would you get a commercial and financial people in charge of the football side who don't know anything about football? And let me tell you another thing about Ed Woodward. The biggest mistake he made, and listen, we're led to believe that he's a smart businessman, by the way. Ed Woodward turned around in one of his first interviews, if not his very first interview, saying, we're Man United now, we can do things in a transfer market that no one else can. Well, fucking brilliant. Go and tell everyone that you've got money to spend. That's a great way to negotiate transfers. No wonder why we be getting bumped on wages and fees every season.
It sounds like a mirror image done at Chelsea, to be honest.
Exactly. And this is what I've been saying to my pals who are Chelsea fans. Be very, very careful, because Todd Bowley doesn't know what he's doing. You need to get football people in charge. Do you remember that Michael Emanalo for Chelsea? He was running things. And Maria, I forgot her last name. Running things. That's why you lot was so great in the market. Still good at selling players.
Yeah, it was all right. In terms of recruitment, it was a bit up and down, but at least she still got she got the job done with how she got money for certain players, and she bought all right. It weren't too bad. Like, it's just literally, like you said, the right people in place. But then it's just like, it's become so crazy because we've become like a club where it's a listen to us kind of thing from the Americans, because Vivell came in. Vivell's gone. Like, Win Stanley, Vivell, it's the people that have been put in place. Even it's just carnage at the moment.
Yeah.
Too many people in the roles that they shouldn't be in.
Yep.
Yes, men having to listen to the owners, and it's the same thing at Man United. It's not too dissimilar.
You lot are both in a similar.
And just like you said about, like, especially as well, then, like, you're telling everyone that you got so much money. Same scenario with Man United getting extorted for players. We've been extorted for 2 players in our 2 centre midfielders.
Oh, Casado and
Enzo.
It's them
220 million.
What contracts is Casado on? Is he on the 8-year thing as well?
2031.
They're all on that contract. They're all on that 8-year the jailbird sentence. But but it's just carnage. But like them kind of players and that kind of money there. When you're, I don't like to say, like, they're top players in their positions at what they do, but in that kind of role, DM, centre midfield, moving the ball on and stuff like that, transition football. Guys like that shouldn't be worth 120 million pounds in the market.
No, exactly not.
They're 60 million pound players, 50 million pound players. They do a job. Like, just like how Genie, like, to be honest, like Genie Wijnaldum's and stuff like that, and Jordan Henderson's, they're them type of players. They're very good players. They're systematic players.
But it's just be at a certain special kind of valuation.
Because what is now Mbappe worth? If Caicedo's worth 100 million, how much is Mbappe worth?
About 300 million,
And then it just drives up the price. And then now that it's even worse now that the Saudi league is obviously offering crazy amounts of money anyway
for old players at that.
For old players. So now it's even more of a case to be able to drive up prices from 100%. Guys that are still within that kind of bracket at 28, 29. They're saying, sorry, we're going over there. Wolves got dismantled for their team already, and one of their players has gone over there, and it's like, come on, bro, it's mad.
Crazy, man. Football's for my team, football's alright at the moment. But for you guys,
be very
on the bench right now.
Trust me, be very appreciative of what you've got.
No, but do you know what it is? I've been through my.
I know you have.
My heart aches.
Yeah, you have. Arsenal have.
When these little Chelsea boys and all of that, winning their trophies, Champions Leagues and that. Now the tables are turned, innit? But that's what they say, nothing lasts forever.
But listen, like I said, bottom line is, until those owners change, nothing's going to change. Listen, United might win a trophy here and there. You might win a League Cup, an FA Cup. You might get very, very lucky.
I don't think you lot will win F4 this year.
Yeah, you probably won't.
Do you think you'll get into Europe this year? Do you think you'll make Europe?
Like I said, unless the ownership change. I mean, look at Newcastle. They changed owners. They were crying about Mike Ashley for time. They changed owners. Look at them now. Straight away, Champions League football within a year or so.
So do you think you'll make... Will
we make Europe?
Yeah.
At this point in time, I mean, we've lost 4 out of our first 7 games.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't played City yet. We ain't played Liverpool yet. We're definitely going to get another dismantling this season. At least 2 or 3, at least. So I would say no, personally.
Chelsea, you reckon you'll make Europe this year?
I think it'll be a struggle, but it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle if it is as it stays as it is. But it's just like, we put so much, like, the structure of how we've just done business for this, like, next, like, they came in, they said, right, we're going to buy guaranteed supposed world-class players. They bought Sterling, they bought Koulibaly, they bought all these guys at 27, 28. They didn't mind. They said, we're going to buy you the players for now. Let's see how you do. That never worked. So then they said, all right, well, we'll go from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end of the spectrum, and we're just going to buy bare talent at young ages, get them on long contracts. Hopefully, if a couple of them produce well, they come back in the squad, they might be able to contribute to something, and then there's a resale value there already anyway. But it's just the fact that it's
It's bad.
There's no
it's
balance.
mad still.
There's no
It's
You know,
mad,
for
it's
Chelsea
mad.
though, you lot do have a lot of injuries.
But that's what I'm saying.
A
So that's
lot
why I
of
said,
injuries.
that's why I said for now, if it continues like how it is, obviously it's not going to continue because they're coming back soon. But just like captain, vice captain, both injury-prone players like Reece James, Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's been about, but he's even been dropped because at the start of the season, obviously Poch has come in. He's had to deal with what he's had to deal with the squad. We played Liverpool first game of the season, so we had to set up kind of defensive because he kind of was fearful of Liverpool. But because he's done such a good defensive attacking job, he's actually ran with him in the next 2 games after that and played him left wing when we've played 2 weaker sides.
Yeah.
And then we've struggled massively against that on that left-hand side because Chilwell's not really that player that can get in behind. So that's where we drop points. And then now he's actually even been dropped. He doesn't even play him at left back. And we haven't really got a great squad as it is, but he's forcing Levi Colwill to play left back.
Yeah.
And obviously Nkunku was such a massive signing for us.
Yeah,
and
he's a difference maker.
he was our
He's
big player. So like him being missing in the midfield, it's like Cole Palmer was bought as like a void until he had to come back because Cole Palmer signing didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I think we all wanted a striker because we needed a striker, but because he got injured in Nkunku, like we've had to go into the
How
market
long is he out
if
for
I can.
in Concord?
I think
Nkunku,
December.
yeah, till
think
about
December,
December,
yeah.
January.
Okay, so could be back for the January time.
Yeah.
Reece James, I'll touch on Reece James. He's such a brilliant right back, but he's always injured as well, man.
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah.
100%
He's
well
always
said.
injured. What
100%.
do you think, DJ, about Europe? You reckon Man United's in the mid Europe or
I don't know, you know.
is it
I
peak?
think we might finish outside the top 10.
You reckon?
Yeah, 100%. United, you're playing with my anxiety, man. What's going on? You know what I mean?
It's
You know what I
peak,
mean?
man.
New grey hairs I got. It's killing me.
What's
But
you
you know
lot?
what it is? You know what it is? Like, we got a couple players injured. Hopefully when they're back.
few.
You know what I mean? Like,
players,
when they're
yeah.
back now, the dynamics will change and then we'll just pick up where he left off last
Possibly.
I swear to
And
God, you
just
can
get into
literally
the top
just
six.
you can just change the color of the shirts. It's like the same club, even with the availability with players with Man United. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like exactly the same as us.
But can I just jump in there quickly? Man United have had injuries for many years now, every season. And let me tell you one thing. This is another thing that boils down to, again, I know it sounds like I'm making up excuses, but it boils down to the Glazers. Do you know Man United had an interim doctor at the club before they appointed a permanent doctor, which you can't, every department we're lacking in. Whether it's medical department, whether it's sports science department. Jose Mourinho wanted a sports science data analyst department about 5-6 years ago. We haven't got it until a couple of years ago. So remember one thing. I'm not talking about sitting Liverpool on Arsenal. I'm talking about catching up. I'm not talking about overtaking them. I'm talking about catching up.
Just getting back to
Yes,
up there, yeah.
and you do this, and they do. You do this, and they do this.
Yeah.
So we're lacking in every department, and it all starts from the top.
It's peak, man.
But you guys got your new sponsorship sorted out now, haven't you?
Well, just about, yeah. It's just been allowed. I don't know, something to do with the dodginess of where they could prove that the money come from. Because I'm sure Todd Bowley's got something to do with Infinite Athlete as well. It's conspiracies. It's taken that long. But to be fair, I like the shirt anyway without the sponsor.
I think you look cold still. Yeah, I liked it, man.
All of our shirts. I mean, listen, I can't lie. Me and Tobes, we put in like £2,000 order of Chelsea stuff this year. And this is what I'm trying to say. We put all this money into the club. We got bare clothes, Chelsea. We're repping the team.
You lot are paying for them 8-year contracts.
We are. And they're not giving us nothing. Terrible, man.
All right, cool. We're going to move on from that. Tottenham won against Liverpool, a 9-man Liverpool team. Good game. There's a bit of dodgy VAR in there. There's a dodgy red card. Some people's not happy with the red card. Some say it was, some say it wasn't. We're going to touch on the red card. DJ, what do you think? Was it a red card or was it not a red card? Harsh.
I think it was harsh.
Frank?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can see why it was given, but again, it's one of those ones when you play football, you know what he's trying to do. But look, if it was a yellow, Spurs fans would have kicked off. It's a red, Liverpool fans are going to kick off. So you can see, for me personally, I don't think it's quite a red card. But
It's a big game as well.
yeah,
so you've got to get
it spoiled the
decisions
game
right.
after that because the game was crazy up until then, even after.
Red card?
I think it's on the borderline. It's just because I'm not a big fan of the whole kind of studs down thing because it's a bit hard sometimes to be able to do that, especially when you're coming in very low on the ground when they're low challenges. But in this sense, it was like I know the slowdown makes it look a lot worse, but he kind of does. It's so quick, and that's what it is. It's so quick, and he goes over the top of it a bit. And I just don't think. I think his challenge is a bit high coming into the challenge, but like it's obviously you can't really see it from the angle. But who was it on? Basuma.
Yeah.
Was it Basuma?
Yeah, Basuma, yeah.
Basuma's just literally got there. Basuma gets a touch just before contact as he rolls over the ball. So where he's tried to kind of like attack it in terms of like shutting down the ball going long, he's come over the top. So it's borderline. It's unfortunate still, but
I don't think that would have happened in any other game in the Prem. Or because it was Liverpool Spurs.
No, it's happened. I think it happened in another game. I can't remember the game it was. And I don't think it was
McAllister done it. Well, the thing is like, we had a problem in with Gusto's challenge last week and the red card and stuff like that, and it weren't too dissimilar from McAllister. McAllister's got turned over, and we didn't even bother appealing our one. But
swear down.
Yeah, and so it's just it's I think it's a borderline one still. It's very quick.
It was dangerous though. If you looking at it on the VAR, he could have broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So. From a referee standpoint, when you see it, you must think.
And that's what I'm saying. It takes you like you can go through that for 5 minutes and really deliberate with yourself. So when it's them kind of lengthy times, if he makes a decision, he makes a decision wherever he goes.
Do you reckon Liverpool will try to appeal that?
They might do. Well, if the McAllister one was able to get overturned, then they could definitely get that one.
Because of the disallowed goal, which shouldn't have been disallowed, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about that after.
I reckon they'll appeal it, and I reckon they'll win because the FA will feel obliged to overturn. It sounds crazy because it's two different decisions, but. That off. Do you see the offside as well?
Yeah,
what offside?
It's mental. What offside?
I can see that from on the TV. Yeah, crazy, he was onside. They didn't even do the lines,
but they showed it quickly. Do you see how they put it on? They put it on quickly and took it off.
Yeah. That's when you know they're doing.
Yeah, conspiracies.
That's when you know it's dodgy, bruv. Because listen, I saw straight aside. That's a goal. And then it was like, go on. I said, nah, they're going to do offside. But what I think Sky Sports released, I saw a statement on Sky Sports.
PGMOL, that's a statement.
What's the statement? Yeah, read the statement out, bro.
PGMOL acknowledges a significant human error occurred during the first half of Tottenham versus Liverpool. The goal by Luis Diaz was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. This was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in the goal being awarded through VAR intervention. However, the VAR failed to intervene. PGMOL will conduct a full review into the circumstances which led to the error. PGMOL will immediately be contacting Liverpool at the conclusion of the fixture to acknowledge the error.
Well, that's all nice being said and
done.
It
means nothing.
Come end of the season, them points are going to matter.
It's going to matter.
Think about all them people that's got bets on as well.
Do you know what? Someone had a 10 grand bet. Did you see that guy that had a 10 grand bet from a tenner? For Luis Diaz. Everything else came through, just Luis Diaz score at any time.
Yeah, all 3 goals. He basically had 3 goal scorers and 3 bookings.
10 grand.
This is what I'm saying. Is William Hill playing off the refs, boy?
Listen.
What?
It's conspiracy time.
It's conspiracy week.
But you know something? With the referees, do they run on a point system? Because they mess up so much, VAR and referees, they should run on this point system where the more mistakes you make, the less games or something you're allowed to referee, or
you'll have no referees left, mate.
Obviously, you're gonna there's human error, but there's a certain level of come on now, come on now, man.
The technology's there, like human error to have a human error on technology.
It's crazy. That's not even a human error, is it?
But that's what I'm saying. But Gary Neville like talked about it after the game. I was watching the reactions and stuff like that. But even he kind of pinpointed it. It's just the fact that you've got so many different cameras that's in the stadium, but they're using wrong cameras for wrong cameras. Yeah. And this has been a case over the past, God knows how many weeks over the last year, where they're taking camera angles that are way not in a good angle.
No, they're not.
Because the human thing of it is that they're drawing the lines from a point of where they think is actually the furthest point forward. And if you're looking at something from a very, very weird angle from looking behind it, there might be a body part or a different part of the body that's actually hanging over further than what the other part of where they've drawn it from. That's where the human error comes from. Using the camera, like, they've got so many cameras in there, they should be able to know what in line with wherever the challenge is. Yeah. Just use the camera from that angle. I just don't understand what 100%. It is.
So you reckon VAR should be scrapped, or?
No, I mean, you just use it properly. Yeah. The VAR is really, I mean, look, you look at, for example, when we played Arsenal, when we lost 3-1, do you remember the Havertz dive? If it's not for VAR, that penalty gets given, it doesn't get overturned, then it's a shambles.
But it's Europe. You know, in Europe, they've got obviously
the virtual
like the screen.
Yeah.
The virtual screen. Yeah. If you pinpoint it to the person that you think is the defender, all it is the defender. Pinpoint it to their furthest back part of their body. Pinpoint it to them. It's like a screen. Yeah. And then it goes completely up across someone, and you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
A body part will come through the screen if it's offside, and if it's not.
And they turn down that technology. Why? Why are you so arrogant? Why do you know better? Why are you so far behind? You know, it's the Premier League.
They're basically on this clicking where they think the furthest point is.
Exactly.
That's mad.
But you know what though? You see when people start boycotting the games and that, they'll soon change it. You know, when it starts affecting their pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Telling you, make a stand.
All right, we're gonna touch on the Man City game. They lost 2-1 to Wolves. Wolves end their 100% record in the Premier League. Neto's goal. Did you see Neto's goal?
I haven't even seen the City game.
Yeah, Neto done a good goal, man. He done a decent little run.
Yeah, brilliant.
Deflection, went in deflection, but
off Diaz,
still, still a good
quality,
decent run.
Neto, what a player.
He's a baller, man. Yeah. Wolves have been playing. Do you know what? Wolves have actually been playing well against so much teams. but they just haven't been getting the results.
I can't lie, they cost me a lot of money last week. I'll be very honest. I thought that was going to be a whooping because when I watched them against Luton last week, I thought they were quite poor.
Yeah.
But Man City. Well, it's just like look how much they miss Rodri and how much this is going to be going into the Arsenal game. It's like
That's what I'm saying.
he is literally, I think, one of the best midfielders in the world still.
Yeah.
Like,
Best for me.
Yeah, best
Baller
DM in the
still.
world easily.
Yeah.
But definitely one of the best midfielders. If you're looking at roles, like you got Cams, you got DMs, you got CMs, but in terms of what he eclipses to his DM role, he's probably the best in the world.
Crazy. He's a baller, man.
2 games, 2 defeats without him, by the way.
Yeah.
They lost to Newcastle in the League Cup.
Yeah.
as well.
Hopefully next week is free, and then
Is that at the Emirates?
Wait.
Is that at the Emirates?
I think it is. Yeah. Hopefully, God willing.
That's massive.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. The other day, I was saying City's gonna lose.
You reckon they're gonna lose?
I said Luton's
Oh,
gonna win.
in general, yeah.
Remember? Listen to D.
Fair play, man. Fair play. How much you win for that?
Talk to
You
D.
know what? I'm vexed, you know? I should have put something down.
You gotta do that William Hill stuff.
Oh, no.
The Alvarez scored a great free kick in that game as well. Did you not catch that goal?
Yeah,
He's another baller, man. I like Alvarez a lot.
I've said I
He's
spoke
sick,
about
man.
Alvarez a
Yeah.
long time ago before he even come to City. I said that this guy just impresses me. His off the ball running, even if he plays up front by himself, it's like this. What I'm saying, he's in a system where you're not even really getting the best out of Alvarez himself. Anyway, he works between the lines well. He makes runs in behind. He's fast. And he's techie. Obviously, he's taking free kicks. You can see how good he is, but he's a top striker.
He's like an Aguero regen, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's
a baller, man.
He's keep there, the City, though.
I wanted Alvarez desperately before he come.
They got a good little team still. But hopefully we beat them on the 8th. That should be. I'll be here smiling.
I won't.
We're going to move on to my boys, Arsenal. We destroyed Bournemouth 4-0. Havertz got his first goal, penalty. They gave him the penalty.
Shameless.
Who, what?
He should have been 007 this week.
Get out of here, man.
That's what we were saying before. I was just like, why are we letting him take the penalty?
Because he needs his
Bukayo as
coach.
well.
I
Why is
know.
Bukayo giving the first one to
That's
Odegaard
what
anyway? Bukayo's this penalty taker. Take the penalty.
Nah, man.
So
Was he that injured that he couldn't take the penalty?
You know what I'm saying?
No, it is. It's like Arteta. It's like Arteta's burning them out, boy. He's like, boss, I can't play. Please, you can do 20 minutes. Come on, man. Please. He's just running the little boy riot. He just burns
Do you know
him
what?
out.
From an Arsenal perspective, from a dressing room perspective, but brilliant teamwork. You know what I mean? And like he's short on confidence. That penalty and the way that they celebrated that goal. You know what I mean? Fair play to them. They know what they're doing. You know what I mean? I remember many years ago, Forlan went on that crazy run. Do you remember when he didn't score? And then United, his first goal for United was a penalty, and it was from the
That was
spot.
crazy.
And it's only good for the dressing room, and I like that. Do you know what I mean? For the team.
I'm not going to lie. I got Saka in my fantasy team.
I'd be
I needed those
burning.
points.
I'd be
Me
burning.
too, mate. Me too.
know what I'm
I don't have him in,
Yeah.
but I'd be burning still.
Yeah, I was vexed.
What is your take on Havertz? Being a Chelsea fan, I'm me personally, I like Havertz. I think he's a baller.
Yeah.
Even nice to watch him play for you lot last season and the season before. You lot wasn't really scoring. Your whole team wasn't scoring goals and missing chances. But him and João Felix was actually kind of only 2 players that was really showing something. So what's your actual take on Havertz?
With Havertz, he's the player that we just don't know where he plays. It's like, where is his best attribute? It's like he's a man of the lost generation of 10s, like because he's that guy that would be the second striker to someone like Bergkamp to Henry. He is that guy. He would be the Bergkamp to the Henry. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the kind of style of player he is. He's very nice pulling out wide, good control. He receives the ball well. He's very good at controlling and actually ushering the ball. So in tight areas, he can actually keep possession quite well under pressure. So he's actually quite good at that kind of stuff. But in terms of like ball striking and stuff like that, in terms of scoring, it seems like he only seems to show it for like Germany. But anytime in the Premier League, whenever he's made contact with chances, it's like even him and Timo, they just they just seem to scuff shots, and it's not that they're not the best strikers of a ball. And it's mad because like when they go back to Germany, like I watched Timo last week come off the bench for Leipzig, and he scored a worldie at the near post on his right.
It's a lack of confidence, mate.
Yeah.
If these players go on a run 3-4 games in a row, get 2 or 3 goals and assists or whatever, you'll see a different player. It's a massive lack of confidence.
Where Arsenal's playing him is just totally mad. Like, because you see, the thing is, like, I genuinely think like City, I don't think are the same as City as last year. I think their ability to, not in terms of quality, in terms of players, but just their ability to play as a team, it's just not there. And I think if Arsenal last year was playing this year, they would win the league. But it's like, I feel like Arsenal's hampering themselves playing where Havertz is playing, because I just don't see him as that centre midfielder. He's not as disciplined as what Xhaka used to play in that role. Xhaka used to pick his moments in bombing into the box, because Xhaka's last year of return of his goals and just getting involved in the box, he'd pick his moments here and there, and that was what was great about him. But he would also sit deeper. with Havertz, he's way more advanced, and it's more of an impetus on your back four to kind of create in them kind of areas. And you're not really playing that inverted role since Zinchenko's even really come
And our
back.
left side's
Timber being injured is massive for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed
he
off
looked
about
brilliant
that.
when he started.
He's a
Saying,
baller,
no
man.
update on him. No speedy recovery.
He's got like
It's an
7 months
ACL.
out.
It's an ACL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's out
he'll
for
be out
ages,
for.
man.
I'll be surprised if he's back in February, March.
Yeah, Saka limped off again, so
They said he should have been taken off before, though. They said the
crazy.
challenge,
He'll still
that
play.
was made on him, but
He'll still play. He'll
he's
play.
gonna patch him up and get him back out there.
Who
Broken
you
leg.
got in the Champions League in midweek?
Shit, I can't remember. You know,
To be fair, your group is pretty weak from
Yeah,
what I
well,
saw compared to other groups.
last
so you
year
should be alright.
PSV won the Europa League. PSV gave us problems, boy, but
Yeah,
they're
but
quite shit.
you came through and you beat them 4.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but if it's an away game, it might be a bit trickier. But you've got room to manoeuvre in the Champions League. In the Premier League, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the Premier League, you need to get points ASAP because Liverpool and City are coming strong, and
Liverpool's
Spurs
looking
as
good.
well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're going to touch on the Aston Villa game. They annihilated Brighton 6-1. Ollie Watkins got a hat-trick.
I ain't gonna lie, I like Brighton, man. They didn't deserve that, man.
I don't know what's going on, though, man.
That was crazy.
I can't lie. See, when you lose to Chelsea, you deserve to get smoked because we're shit. We're crap. And I was at that game in the midweek, and we're just crap in general, man. But like, don't get me wrong, they made like wholesale changes. But it's with Brighton, it's all about the philosophy of how Brighton plays. So it's installed into a lot of their plays. With even if Dahoud plays or if Billy Gilmore plays or Ansu Fati started the game. So it's like you kind of think it doesn't matter who plays for them. Their system is their system. But from when we beat them and they didn't look great, I said, they're not in the best of forms. And
They buy
Villa-
Gilmore. 'Cause that's one of your prospects,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Made permanent now.
But Villa's that team. Like Villa are the team that Brighton was last year. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the team that's going to surprise a lot of people. Like
That's
they
what
could-
they're-
Can we just give Unai Emery a whole bag of credit, please? Because he is an absolute brilliant manager. And the thing is, it didn't work out for Arsenal because of what he was following on from, which was Arsene Wenger. Obviously, Arsene Wenger had a massive legacy at Arsenal. And obviously, he was under pressure to perform and, succeed at Arsenal. So when they got rid of him, I was quite surprised. And I was quite happy at the time thinking, you know what, they've got rid of a top manager here. And, he's lit a fire under Aston Villa now. And players like Diaby, Watkins, McGinn,
balling out,
Cash, mate. I tell you what, I would not be shocked if they get to the Champions League. Because bear in mind, Champions League 5 spots this season, isn't it?
Yeah, five,
I would not be shocked if they snuck in it at all because they're playing some good football. And yesterday, before the game started, they said it's a tactical sort of battle between Emery and De Zerbi because both of their in-game management is really good as well. And mate, 6-1.
Crazy.
Forget the fact that 2 of the goals went in injury time. I don't care. 6-1.
That's a smash. That's a fresh
result.
Yeah, Watkins is
What a
back
result.
as well. He started off a bit slow this season, but I think last match last week he scored.
Yeah, he's back.
he was one of the top returners in the FPL last year anyway.
Yeah,
with
he was.
So what do you
7
reckon? What
points.
England call up?
I think he should.
100%.
I think he should be definitely put in the mix of a couple of them still.
All right, guys, this is Tone from the On The Bench podcast, also known as the East Midlands Drake. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe to get the podcast out there. Tell a friend, tell your mum, your dad, your uncle, anyone you know, even your haters. We don't care. We need it out there. So go share.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about the Ollie Watkins then? You get his call up or?
He deserves it, 100%.
It's just like if the contentions between what Callum Wilson has 100%, I think, has to be put into the contention as well. So Callum Wilson, Watkins, Harry Kane, Rashford's versatile, isn't it? Like, well, not versatile.
Rashford's more of a
To be
winger,
honest,
yeah.
he's not a versatile player. To be fair, still, but yeah, at least you got options if it's the worst case scenario. So
Yeah.
What about when Tony comes back? If he comes back on fire?
We just have to know where he's at. They're trying to charge us like £80 million, man. Fucking man's contract's nearly done as well.
Do you reckon he'll go to you lot? Would you want
I
it?
think he will.
Yeah.
I would like to
For the
see
right
that
money,
Spurs.
I don't want him paying £80 million for him still.
You lot.
Do you know what? That's a shout.
Bowley's gonna.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's a shout.
You got
I
to
didn't even
Spurs.
think of that. Tony
Yeah.
at Spurs to replace Kane and in front of Maddison.
Because
And
Richarlison's struggling there, man.
yeah, he is.
I don't think they
What
rate him
assist
either.
yesterday?
They're finding the solution in obviously putting Home and Son up front sometimes as well. But yeah,
I think that works well for them though. When Son plays through the middle, it's dangerous. He's fast.
yeah, I like him.
Can
as
read
well.
the game. He's always there.
I still prefer him on the left, man. I think he does so much damage on the left. Yeah.
That's when Kane's there.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. If they can get another striker who can occupy centre backs, mate. I mean, you imagine Son, Tony, and Kulusevski with Maddison in behind them, mate.
Problems.
That is.
Don't be giving them no ideas. That's gonna be shit. Okay, don't worry about that. Tony.
Just saying.
All right, we're gonna touch on the Newcastle game. 1-2 at Burnley. Almiron scored and Isaac scored a penalty. I didn't even see the highlights.
Almiron's goal was quality.
I saw it. Tell a lie. I saw
Brilliant
Almiron's goal.
Yeah.
He's a weird one, isn't he? He just turns up at certain stages of the year. He'll probably go on a run for like 6 games now.
Last season he was doing
FPL,
alright, innit?
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
season
He had a massive patch of where he scored, and then it kind of went a bit quiet.
Died down. Yeah. Newcastle's good though, man. They got a little good.
Burnley
team
struggling,
going on.
man.
Solid.
Do you know what? I watched Burnley against us, and they just physically they're just not there. Technically they're very good, but in the Premier League, mate, I want to see Burnley play West Ham yet. Because West Ham from set pieces will absolutely bury Burnley. And honestly, from what I've seen so far, Burnley, like Company needs to sit there and get everyone together and say, you know what, we need some physical players because we're going to get overran and overpowered in every game.
They're going to get relegated though. Sheffield United, Burnley.
Unless something changes drastically, they 100% will get relegated.
Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton.
Well, Luton got their win. We're going to touch on that in a minute. They beat Everton.
But it's looking like that though.
They're
It's
dreadful.
looking like those three though, yeah. But hopefully, I don't know. I like Luton to stay up, man. They're a little local team and that. I like them for cut through. Everton needs to go. I want Everton to go.
Everton
down.
do need to go still. Yeah, they need to go.
Bruv, they're just always here, bruv. They're just not
always.
going. You know, like they're just always cut through.
They're playing alright though, Everton this season. You know?
Well,
They've
they
had a
lost.
better
Yeah,
start this
but they're not getting, mate. They're not getting anywhere, man. It's only a matter of time before Daesh gets sacked. They're too big a club to go down, but unless something changes, they're going to go down as
Who's
well.
going to get sacked first? Who's the first manager to get sacked?
It could be him, you know.
Yeah,
Because
I
like
think-
anyone that loses to Luton, you should be getting
At home as well. At home as well.
Yeah,
So
that's mad.
do you want
Awful result.
Do you want Poch in?
Yeah, 100%. Poch
You want him
needs
in,
time.
yeah?
Yeah, Poch
Yeah.
needs his time, man. It's early, man. It's like 5-6 games, man.
Yeah,
I can't
agreed.
moan at a man
He
that's
needs
got
time.
ain't got his
Yeah.
squad.
But so do you think Chelsea will give him time now? If you lot lose tomorrow,
we gave the time to even Potter early. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's just over that 20 game period. If it continues, I'm like, and you've got all your players
back,
That's when
cool,
you
fair
start
Yeah,
enough.
but
asking
what
questions.
happens in that run, which we already spoke about and covered?
October.
October to November. You've got a run.
I think that's
Crazy.
Do you know what it is? Like that run there, I don't like with Chelsea, it's like I don't care who we really play, to be honest. Like it's we seem to play well that when we play against better sides. Like when we play against Liverpool start of the season, we dominated second half more than they did, and we just look better. Like in more open spaces, like we get the freedom to run into midfield. We just can't break down low block teams because
You can't score.
Yeah, we can't score.
And this is the issue. If you lot are going to concede chances against Liverpool, City,
Yeah.
United, whoever, well, maybe not United, but Liverpool, City especially, Arsenal, they all score.
You'll definitely
You know what I mean?
score.
And
I think you'll all be alright though. You got
I think
less
our
games.
defense is really good though. Our defense is underrated. Our defense is really good.
yeah.
Even like,
players,
we've got a 4th choice centre back playing right now, and even he's doing an okay job. Do you know what I mean? So
Who was change the subject? That Tottenham. Who was playing centre back for Tottenham?
Van der
Der-
Ven.
Dutch guy.
Van der Ven.
He looks
very good.
He's
Yeah.
rapid.
Bro.
Yeah, he's rapid.
He was involved.
Massively.
He
Yo.
cost a lot of money though. He
Good.
got what? It's 50 million, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
He
one
cost a lot of money.
One of my Spurs friends
Yeah.
was talking about him before he came. Once they signed him, and he said,
Yeah.
"Yo, this guy's really good." And
He's
like,
good. I was
"We'll
watching
have
him
a look."
yesterday. He looked
They
quality.
complement each other as well, him and Romero. Because remember one
Yeah.
thing, Tottenham were playing free at the back not long ago. So this is a big change and fair play to them, man.
They got some defenders this
It's
season.
saving Romero a couple yellow cards because Romero loves a yellow card.
Yeah.
To be honest, so this coverage is
easiest book he's betting.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
He's
had
actually
one
not
though,
got
man.
many.
So I've been putting him in my flipping.
You got one yesterday.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
I need to check my bet. Still, I ain't checked it.
Well, Romero got a yellow card.
got a
Oh, so
yellow
he
card
finally got one still. Yeah,
I do it on my
he's
bet
been-
builder thing, like yellow
Yeah.
cards and that. But yeah, they're looking good though. Their defense. That's what they need to sort out Tottenham as well. Their
Yeah,
defense was poor.
Yeah.
Some ancient defense.
Times after
Yeah.
Dyer, man. That was when Dyer was there, it was diabolical still. It was bad.
Yeah, they lost out.
But
All right, we're gonna go into a topic I saw. Maddison or Odegaard. Who is the better number 10 cam role position?
It's
Let's
an
start off with Sean. Yeah.
Do you know what it
think's
is?
better?
I
Yeah.
actually tweeted
Yeah.
a Maddison and Bruno pictures and just put up their numbers, because when you talk about numbers, people
Yeah.
talk about Bruno Fernandes for the numbers and the output that he's done over the past God knows how long. But in terms of over the last year and a half, Maddison's out XG'd him anyway. He's got more goals and more assists combined together than Bruno Fernandes anyway. So
Yeah.
I said it was an uncomfortable conversation soon, like 3-4 weeks ago when it started off when Maddison came into the Tottenham side, and I'm thinking it's just perfect for him in a better side.
Yeah.
Just a lot more freedom to play how he plays. So that was a conversation already I wanted to bring up. So the
Yeah.
Odegaard situation now, even this one is starting to become, because people would if you put Bruno and Odegaard together, people will still pick Bruno. So I'm thinking, so this is very closely related as well. Obviously, Odegaard now is definitely showing the last year and a bit that he's definitely probably the best 10 in the league. But Maddison at a better club now is definitely a conversation.
But in saying that, last season, right, Odegaard's numbers, he had 22 in 37 games.
Yeah, massive.
Maddison at 19 and 30.
Yeah, I
At
know.
a poor Leicester team.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Odegaard sometimes, but I believe seeing big games, he disappears. He's on a milk carton. Where is he? He's
Yeah,
gone.
people say that.
Have you
still.
seen him?
Disappears, man. I don't know about Odegaard. His numbers was good last season, but we was firing. You understand? So the way we was playing, his numbers should be clear of Maddison a bit more, I believe. Remember, Maddison's in a poorer team. Leicester got relegated, but he's still putting up.
I think Odegaard's compensating
numbers.
though at the same time at the moment now because of the whole Havertz role and the new midfield role. So I think it's definitely held him back in terms of the freedom of how he used to play on the front foot more. But yeah, I still think Odegaard is up there still.
So you would put.
I
You're
still
a
have
manager.
Odegaard. Yeah, I'd have Odegaard over Maddison
You have
just
Odegaard
about
over
just now.
Maddison,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's an uncomfortable convo soon.
What about you?
Me personally, I'll go for Maddison. You know.
My brother.
Yeah, me personally, I'll go for Maddison.
Put Maddison in your team, yeah.
Again, he was at a low level Leicester. You know, big them up though. They're doing good this season. I'm seeing Vardy on fire, but yeah, his contribution in games and that he plays with his heart on his sleeve. You know,
Yeah.
that's no disrespect to Odegaard. You know, it's still early in the season. Maybe could turn it round, but Maddison's got my vote.
And Maddison, he shows up in big games. He's present. You know what I'm saying? You can see him in the big games. What about you, Frank?
Do you know what? The whole time you lot were talking, I was barely listening. I was thinking, who do I go for? Who do I go for? It's such a close one, man. I'm gonna go with Maddison just only because obviously Maddison was putting up numbers for Leicester City, a Leicester City side that went down, so a poor Leicester City side. And he's coming into a new team and he's just exploded. I think Odegaard took a little bit of time to get going at Arsenal. I know we're talking about the present, but I just feel like who misses more if they're not there? Do Spurs miss more if Maddison's not there, or do Arsenal miss more if Odegaard's not there? And I feel like Odegaard's a top player, arguably Arsenal's best player, most important player, but I still think they'll get results without him. I think Spurs would struggle more to create without Maddison. So, and because of the output and the stats and everything, I'm just going to go Maddison sneaks it, but just.
I'll take Maddison, you know.
I'm not mad at it.
I'll take Maddison.
I like the fact that it's an uncomfortable conversation because
Yeah.
things change within a year, man. It's so up and down with certain things. So
Would you like to have him at Chelsea?
oh yeah, 100%. But this is what I'm saying. We oh here we go. Done the rookie move still.
Schoolboy era.
But nah, with the Maddison thing, we were supposed to have gone in for him, but they said because he didn't fit the criteria of under 25, and we missed out by a year.
And he didn't have dreads.
That's why.
He didn't have dreads.
You gotta have dreads. You know, I
Big
call
up my boy
Chelsea.
Disassi and none of them, man.
Do you know what I call? Do you know what I call Chelsea? I call you like Chirac FC.
Yeah, FC, I see it.
You're gonna see little Dirk and them men at the game soon.
I was massively, but
Chirac.
I was massively upset that we couldn't get someone like Maddison because we needed a 10, and especially when we didn't. Chelsea fans are still deliberating every day on Twitter with where does Nkunku come back into this team. They think he goes on the left, some think he goes up front as a ghost 9, some think he comes as in a 10. So it's like not knowing where he actually went. We desperately needed a 10 because we didn't have no one. But Cole Palmer's been a good addition, so I've liked Cole Palmer early still. He looks nice.
That's a very good signing. All right, we're going to jump into Sean's fire round.
Go on.
It's a Chelsea fire round.
I'll try not to look at the screen.
So what I do is I mix some players and then I do Chelsea players. You just pick who you prefer within the Chelsea team kind of thing, all right? So Saka or Foden?
Foden.
Why, bro?
Big fan of Foden. I've always been a big fan of Foden.
So what is it?
More in the terms of the like... Saka for me has always been a more of an effective player. He's an effective player. He's not as... I don't think he's as technically gifted as Foden and creative as Foden. Like Foden for me is like... He can operate in the wide areas, but he's also... He's naturally a 10 in it. So for me, the more creative player is going to be more my side rather than an effective
player. Yeah,
player. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've always been a Foden fan.
All right, fair enough. Tony or Wilson?
Tricky.
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a massive Wilson fan. I rate Wilson.
Yeah, I like Wilson. I like Wilson a lot. I used to love... I had him in my dream... I used to have him in my dream team from years ago when he was at Bournemouth. I loved Callum Wilson. I've always a top striker.
Maddison or Grealish? Prime.
Grealish.
We're going to go Prime
Grealish.
All right,
It's weird though because they're two different players.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
Grealish
No, but
still.
I'm talking like just watching him
Yeah,
play.
Grealish.
the
I've
affection
always
of
liked
the game.
Grealish. Grealish is massively underrated for me still.
Yeah. Zidane or Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
I've always been a Dino.
you know what?
Dino's my favourite player all time.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I made a wild statement about Henry and Zidane. Was getting mad at me in the comments.
Yeah.
But they was like, Zidane's the best player in the world. Why are you talking? But for me, Ronaldinho is...
Yeah, your Henry was your Ronaldinho. What did you say? Henry was better than Zidane?
I'm an Arsenal fan, innit? And you know, it was
I know, but I'm saying he's your personal favourite.
Yeah.
Some
Come on,
people
man.
are just personal favourites.
Yeah,
Ronaldinho's
come
always been my personal favourite over everyone. Even over R9, he was always my favourite.
Yeah, Ronaldinho's different level. Casemiro or Party?
Casemiro.
Over Party?
Yes.
You reckon?
Casemiro oozes. No, for now, obviously now, if you're talking now.
Last season, Party last season.
Yeah, last season. Party
Casemiro was quality
definitely,
last season, mate.
But
Casemiro
Party
very
was
good.
boss in it. See when he's fit. Remember, like season before that, Party's always injured.
Mate,
Last season we had a fit
Casemiro's-
Party and he
I know,
was
but
bossing.
Casemiro's a
can't be had.
DM and he's got 20 goals and assists for Man United.
Yeah, that's true.
He's become I don't know. But
come and do it in the league, yeah.
he struggled a bit recently, but he's legend.
Yeah, but
man.
you're putting him in a single pivot role at United. Like you're killing him, man. He's not a build-up player either.
This is why we're meant to. Sorry, the conversation's going west. Amrabat's meant to be in there to give him help, but we got a left back
Missing.
is injured. The backup left back is injured, and the backup to the backup left back is injured at the moment at United. So
It's crazy.
yeah, but yeah.
All right, let's jump back into it. Suarez or Thierry Henry?
Thierry.
Thierry over Suarez.
I love Suarez though, man. That's hard, man.
That's a hard one, isn't it?
That's a hard one. But Suarez for me is the most complete striker I think around. Like, now he's not the most complete striker, but yeah, it's because Thierry and Thing are both like they're both creative and they're both finishers and they're both clinical.
And they've
so
done some magical moments,
I
like
can't lie.
goals they've
That's-
scored.
Suarez and Henry is always a close one, but
Yeah.
I'd go with Henry still. It's more class.
Yeah. All right, we're going to jump into the Chelsea ones. Like I said, they're different positions, but
Yeah.
Lampard or Drogba as a Chelsea fan?
Lamps.
Lamps over Drogba?
Yeah.
100%?
Drogba's numbers are a bit overrated, you know.
Yeah.
He
agree.
wasn't
I used to
always
hate
great. He wasn't
Drogba.
always
Yeah,
great
I
for us,
agree.
but big games, like you said about Odegaard, if you don't like Odegaard in like big games, and obviously big games matter. So Drogba was our top like, massive game player, but so was Lamps though.
I used to hate Drogba. You know, like he's no,
He was- yeah,
bro,
Arsenal
man.
fans hate him. Man United
Bruv.
fans don't even really hate him like that because
Yeah.
he never really touched up United.
You know when you know he's gonna score. He's just one of them.
He scored that offside goal that won you lot the league, mate.
yeah.
At Old Trafford.
yeah.
All right, Makelele or Essien
For Chelsea or as a player in general?
for Chelsea.
Essien.
Essien, yeah.
He's not
It's
injured.
tight still, but I loved Essien. Essien was massive for us.
Yeah.
Bison.
Yeah,
He was
Bison,
a boss. Vialli or Anelka?
Vialli.
Vialli.
That's heritage, man.
Yeah, old school. Willian or Hazard? In their primes. Prime Willian.
That's not even a question.
Obviously, it's Hazard. Hazard was one of the top three
Eden.
left wingers.
Eden by a mile.
Yeah.
Lukaku or Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank?
Jimmy Floyd.
Yeah.
Floyd's a rude boy.
Who the hell is attacking? Timberlands. Lowry. He needs to go.
Hey, man, who was saying it? Lukaku should come to Arsenal. I say no way.
Jesus.
Mate, why?
Nah, I'm not feeling
Do you know
it.
what? Lukaku at Man United actually scored a lot of goals, you know.
I don't rate him.
And no, I don't rate him, but he's a goal scorer. He'll get you goals, and this is what you lot missing at the moment. By the way, that's the last piece of the jigsaw for you lot.
He's a proper striker.
A proper striker, a proper out and out centre
I don't
forward.
think Lukaku's that guy for us.
He might not be a starting striker, but you bring him on and you he'll get you goals, man. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, Azpilicueta or Reece James? If Reece James is
Reece
fit.
James, yeah, Reece James.
Yeah.
Aspi was good for like, Aspi was world class for like 2 years.
He was good as well. He's another little cunt. He's cause us problems as well. I've done that. Where I said.
Aspi was big.
Costa or Shevchenko?
Costa for Chelsea. Yeah, Sheva struggled. He scored that one great goal against Tottenham to kind of kick-started his career at Chelsea. But if you're talking about career, Sheva, but yeah, Costa for Chelsea.
Yeah, Shevchenko was when he was at Dynamo Kiev, and
Yeah,
he was
mad.
another little wanker that used to cause us problems.
Sheva?
Yeah, when he's played for Dynamo Kiev.
What a
and
player, man.
He was
Yeah,
When he went to
Sheva-
Milan.
Mata or Zola
Sola. Sola's the best player to ever play for Chelsea.
over Prime
really?
Mata. You reckon?
Yeah.
I think that's
That
a
was
close
a
one.
fan favourite for a couple seasons.
Mata,
ago.
Prime Mata was. I used to dream of having Mata in my team.
Mata done well for us in a struggling season where he scored a couple of like free. Don't get me wrong, he had a mad number of assists that year. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it's just, yeah, like we were struggling at the time, and he was the best of the bad bunch, to be honest. Like,
He got player of the season 2 years in a row for you, lot, didn't he?
He was all right. Yeah, he was all right. Like he had one great season, and the other one was tragic. But he just, I don't know how he won that one. But yeah,
Terry or Desai?
Terry. Just say a lot of them players that like came from that like era. Like when we went through the Bosman ruling where we was then allowed to sign, like we were the first kind of team that went past the Bosman ruling of allowing European players to be signed to the club. And we got bare age. Like you got to think of, like, you see Zola came to us at like the age of 31. Like that's finished times, 31, 32.
He's still balled out though.
Look how many years he was here balling out till like he was 37, 38. Like he was different gravy.
He was.
Terry or Desai?
I know you said to you already asked me.
Did I do Terry already?
Yeah.
Terry. That's what I'm saying. Desai came to us at such a
All right, I'll
an
go
older
on
age
for
with
you.
him and LeBouf.
Desai, yeah, I was going to say Desai or LeBouf.
Desai for that's tight still. Desai and LeBouf were a good partnership still, but I would have had Desai still. But LeBouf took all our pens, innit? He was our clinical penalty taker.
The last one, Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi, man.
Oh, you're a Messi fan, yeah?
You can't not be. It's not a Messi fan. It's just facts.
Yeah, but you know some people, they're like, Ronaldo's the best player.
Nah,
but-
it's not. Fact. It's closer than
Look at these Man United boys.
No. Listen.
There's like 3
I'm
Ballon
Messi.
d'Ors now.
No. I'm Messi as well.
Oh, you're Messi?
I'm
Yeah, I'll
Messi
take
as
that
well.
back.
No, but. Come on, man. It's close, man. Come on, Ronaldo's an absolute machine. Look, remember one thing: Messi was born with natural talent, and he, that's why he's able to do what he does. If Ronaldo didn't train and work hard the way he did, don't get me wrong, he was obviously naturally talented as well. Of course he was, but so was Nani. Do you know what I mean? So was other
like
players.
you see how I'd put you in the scenario. For me, this is the exact same kind of scenario. Would you rather Neymar or Haaland?
Haaland.
You'd rather Haaland over
I
Neymar?
can't stand Neymar, mate.
Bro,
Like
that's
dives
mad.
too
I can't. No, but listen. Look, hard work beats talent if talent don't work hard.
But then Haaland's not going to...
But Messi's talent is fucking.
Yeah,
like,
no. As I said, I'm Messi.
No. Yeah.
But it's when people say, "Oh, that's an easy one." Okay, maybe your opinion, but it's not easy, man.
But
That's
Neymar's going to create,
don't care.
score goals,
Don't care.
score free kicks.
He's also going to be clubbing every
Haaland's-
week. He's also going to be causing problems in the dressing room every week. Just ask the PSG
No, but on the
fans.
pitch, Haaland might not do nothing for flipping the whole game.
No, you
Don't care,
got to
man.
be blind if you don't pick Messi. Still, it's just
Yeah.
elite players are elite players. Like, but like, it's like even you can put, like, even if you gave me if you give me R9 and Ronaldo, I'm still picking R9. Like,
Yeah.
you're looking at talent and real natural talent and execution.
Technically,
Yeah,
gifted
of course.
players
Who
to
wants
watch it.
robots? I hate robots. It's mad.
Yeah, no, I hear you still. All right, that was the On The Bench podcast. Thank you guys for coming on. Big up things for
Yeah,
coming
man.
through.
Respect,
Showing
man.
love for that.
100%. Yeah, man, boys.
Frank.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming through. We had a few injuries today. Rick's pulled his hamstring. T's doing Aubameyang. He's running
What a
wild.
Lambo, is he?
And Tone was out drinking. So, yeah, Love Island's on Love Island doing Love Island shit. So, but yeah, we'll be back next week. That was the On The Bench podcast. I hope you lot enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, follow the Instagram. What's your Instagram, bro?
Shawnee Pizzle still. I need to be able to pay the Sugar Shaun to get the Sugar Shaun name off.
And what's your YouTube channel as well?
That's Sugar Shaun as well.
Sugar Shaun as well.
Sugar
Yeah.
Shaun,
Yeah, go and subscribe to Sugar Shaun's
man,
channel
respect,
and Instagram and that. And big up. Make sure you follow us as well.
Yeah,
Big
follow
up,
them up, man.
Yeah, love.
Cheers, guys.
Bomba